Okay, once again, Jai Hind everyone. We will now start with our lecturate practice. We have just seen how important it is from that communication angle, confidence, your personality is playing there. So, unless and until you practice speaking well, confidence reflecting in your body language, understanding the nitty gritties of verbal and non verbal communication, you will not be able to click there in SSB because those 15 OLQs theoretically you will understand, but then translating it on ground, you require that kind of conduct, isn't it? So let's conduct ourselves in the desired manner. Nobody will be perfect, don't worry. Someone will have weak English, someone will have little bit knowledge problem, someone will have confidence problem. So different problems will be there, yet candidates are recommended. We have seen good results, lot of good results are coming. CDS recommended, NDA recommended, we have uh, INET recommended. So three results in last 1 month we could see positive. So it is not difficult. They all were like today's participants. So how you actually achieve success is largely dependent upon your sincerity, your willpower. Yes, I need to improve my this point. And as such, in your whole life, you will require a confident personality. So let's make it, because if someone is not getting selected for defense role, armed forces duties, does it mean that you are not successful? No, it is not like that. You will be successful in your life in some other sector, maybe more than what you would have achieved as a defense officer. And there are many examples: Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Amitabh Bachchan, Rahul Dravid, and many more who missed their attempts, failed in SSB recommendation. So what? They are not failed in life because they worked in different sectors more sincerely, more hard work was there, and they are there on top of popularity. Okay, Sharvari ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lakhan Saab, keep time.
Okay, sir.
May I start?
You can start.
Yes. First, sir, may I open my camera?
Yes, yes, if you are comfortable, no issue.
Yes, sir. So, first of all, natural disasters are such things which cannot get controlled when they are occurred, but can be prevented by some precautions. So, one of the topic which is in news from many days is crisis in Joshimath. For my convenience, I will divide my topic into three parts. First one is the location of Joshimath. Second one is the causes of sinking of Joshimath, and third one is how we can evaluate this problem. So the location, when we talk about its location, it is one of the city which is located in Uttarakhand district, which is about 45 kilometer away from Badrinath. It is generally Joshimath is a overnight spot for the tourists who visit Badrinath, Valley of Flowers, Oli, and some tourist places in Uttarakhand. Then it is strategically important for Indian Army as it's one of its cantonment is in Joshimath. Then it lies in the confluence of Alaknanda and Dholiganga, that is in Vishnupraya. It lies in the area of or the region of Vishnupraya. So what were the causes of land subsidence in this area? First of all, its background is such that about according to 1976 Mishra Committee, it was said that Joshimath is a village which is constructed before about 100 years. Upon not as the Uttarakhand is a hilly region, every village is upon a rock. But the rock upon which the village is constructed is not a main rock. It it is it is the debris or the sand, or it is debris of sand and soil, which is not a fixed place to get settled. So this committee has recommended that there must be restrictions upon the heavy construction, such as some power projects or upon mining. Then if we see in now present thing, first time the cracks in the walls or the land subsidence was found in 2021 in Chamoli district. There were many pockets of Joshimath were synced below, and the main reason for this is heavy construction work. From about 2 to 3
30
years,
seconds.
there is the construction of or there is a mining in this site. Another one is soil erosion. At this, as this is not a main site, there is a loose soil, due to which there soil is getting eroded, and this region comes in the confluence of two main perennial rivers. So it is obvious that there will be a soil erosion. So how we will evaluate this
Time
situation?
up.
First, we will relocate all these residents which are present in this city to something, to the place which is safe. Then we will work upon the drainage system. As there is a poor drainage system, we will study the drainage system, what kind of drainage system it is, and we will work upon it. And the most important thing is the state government must take the suggestions of scientists very serious, because this whole crisis is the product of what the scientists have predicted before, and they have not taken it seriously. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Okay, Sharvari, good. Very important topic. See, when you go to SSB, you should be very, very concerned about current updates. And this is one aspect. If someone is heading for SSB in current scenario, this is a natural or man-made disaster is a big question now. This is a man-made disaster which is coming. In mountainous area, if you do any projects, you really need to understand the implications of it. The NTPC project or other constructions or some kind of encroachments which human beings have done. Now it is paying back in a negative sense. A lot of lives will be lost. We may lose a lot of natural things. It will be a loss to the nation. And this is a wake up call. You can, as a leader, in the end, give such kind of opinions. This is a wake up call for us before going for very, very technology oriented projects in mountainous area, or for that matter in any nature's disturbance related activities. At world level, China has done so many things which probably will be a danger in tomorrow's future. In Himalayan ranges, Tibet area, they have done so many dams. So this is now just a trailer which is coming to us. There is already so much of problems as far as the temperature variations, seasons are changing, some of the rivers are drying, some new channels are opening. All those things are wake up call now. And if we don't draw lessons, we'll be in trouble. This is important topic for a couple of months, because this crisis, as a leader, you should be able to understand, because tomorrow you will be operating in mountainous area. Whether you are living in south, east, west, north, doesn't matter. As a leader in any organization, you should have understanding of normal things. Tomorrow you will be pitching your tents, siting your camps in mountainous area. And that is how, if we fail to understand the avalanche prone areas, slide prone areas, we may kill our own troops. So today you may not be expected to understand those high level things, but at least whatever is there in current media, you should be wise enough to know basics of it. What is happening? What could be the reasons? What is your opinion on that? Good. Good, Sharvari. Who is next?
Should I, sir?
Okay, Lakhan sir. Sharvari, keep time.
Yes, sir. Sir, you may start.
Good morning, gentlemen. Today I'm going to speak on the topic of rising of food prices in India. Gentlemen, on being a second largest population in the country, we the food it become one of the most prominent material in order to sustain life and growth in our life. But nowadays we are looking that the India is facing India and other part of the country is also facing a large number of the food crisis in all over the world. Actually, according to the CPI index, that is Consumer Price Index, India also achieving India food crisis. Food prices are increasing too much. At you can say the almost to double in the last 5 years. What are the most prominent region? That according to the National Family Health Survey, around on being a second largest populated country, around 22 crore people are going to bed without food. And now, what are the prominent reason behind? Yes, gentlemen, there are three prominent reasons. That is climate change. Yes, climate change is also one of the main cause affecting the agriculture part of India, because we know that unseasonable rain has been disrupting the crop, which is also resulting in the food crisis in India. In India, uh, second crisis, you can say the Russia-Ukraine war. Yes, sorry, before this second crisis is from the COVID-19. COVID-19 also disturbed the global chain all over the world. We know how the people were affecting, how the other countries are also affecting by they are not able to supply their food chain because it was totally disrupted. And now we talk about the uh, Russia-Ukraine war. Yes, gentlemen, Russia-Ukraine is also one of the main cause of this food crisis in India as well as all over the world, because Russia and Ukraine are also considered as one third of the food grain exporting to other countries in order to global chain. And if you talk about the oil, sunflower oil, yes, in Russia and Ukraine, both the country also considered as second largest crude oil and sunflower oil. But how it has been affecting nowadays, according to this, the many people are going to bed
Last 30
without
seconds.
food, and this is also one of the most prominent reason. So uh, so all the community and as well as all the global leaders should come together to end of this war of Russia Ukraine, so that the other people will not be affecting from this, because we have been witness of the recession and inflation is all time high. If this war can be mediated by India and other global power leaders, so that this
Time up.
food crisis can be stopped. Even in India, if even in India, we can notice that if the government will be taking so much initiative like Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana as well as the food security bill, and more emphasizing on the more and more, so that this type of food security and the food inflation can be stopped in India. Thank you.
Very good, Lakhan Saab. Well covered. Three prominent factors you highlighted for the food crisis or the price rises. These are two issues. One is food crisis, another is price rise. So, firstly, yes, there is some problem, and the reasons, whether it is climate change, whether it is COVID, and then Russia and Ukraine war. Yes, these are three prominent factors. But coming to the now management, some countries have failed because there is a management from the political side or the government. How government is able to manage affairs in this tough situation. So, are we compared to the other nations in the world? Are we really failing? No, we are managing reasonably well. If we see now today, Pakistan is totally in chaos. In fact, some kind of internal war is happening now, and it may be dangerous in nearby future. Probably things will be out of control also. Sri Lanka, we just witnessed, somehow it is now trying to recover. European countries are trying to recover because there is impact. So, how governments are able to handle these things is the biggest challenge now. So, on that, as a student, as uh, a candidate there, within some constraints, we can say that government's role is important Now, how they can handle. Generally, we will not criticize anything because, as such, tomorrow we are aspiring to join the government service. So, government may take decisions which may go wrong. We can say that correct decisions, wrong decisions to some extent, but then little wise thinking today what best we can do, subsidies to what extent, freebies to what extent. That is why Supreme Court has just warned that too much of freebies by some of the states will lead to problems. And what happened in some countries is exactly this: small pressure on individual pockets, some kind of burden for one citizen may save a country. This is fact. So this is how we have to say it. Okay, good. Lakan Saab, good. Who is next? Okay, Shubham. We will go with Shubham. Lakan Saab, please once again keep time.
Sir, I need a card number.
Subodh, I gave message. You saw it. I think 12.
No, sir. Okay, sir.
12. You take 12, and after Shubham we will go next raised hand. I think Omkar or someone will go after that. Okay, Shubham, go ahead.
Okay, Shubham, you can start.
Good morning, everyone.
When
My
you
today's
start,
lecture topic.
then okay.
Okay,
Okay, start.
good morning, everyone. My today's lecture topic is the doping in the sports. So, whenever the word doping comes to our mind, most of us relate to the drugs, which is absolutely correct. If we go with the basic definition of the doping, it is the consumption of drugs to enhance the performance, and especially in the sports, it is related to the stamina, which is the primary need of every game. There are a lot of type of drugs available in the market, but I will tell you about those which have been banned in the sports. So, starting with the stimulating drugs, which helps the body or nervous system to work faster. And in that, there is a variety of the stimulating drugs like caffeine, PCP, LCD, and coffin, which is the widest drugs used in the world and mostly found in the coffee. The next one is the anabolic steroids, which is being used for the mass gain or build muscles. Every type of different drugs is used or have a aim for a different particular aim. So first, which I have told you about the stimulating drugs, which is used for the athletes, and the second one that is the anabolic steroid, mainly used in the sports of the bodybuilding. This type of using of the doping or using of the medicines or some type of drugs, it is so much unfair with those sportsmen which has been training from so many years for a particular game, and it is also hampers the sportsman's spirit to if you go with the basic reasons why the players are or the Indian players are being found to be drug positive. It is basically the desperation they having in it to perform well in the sports and get selected into these Indian sports team and get the job about or a popularity or a sponsorship, whatever they want. And the illiterate coaches they are having, they don't know the harmful side effects of it. So, and in my opinion, the our sports authority or the doping sports authority should take twice uh, test before the
Last 30
game,
seconds.
and results should be announced more faster, through which it not be being unfair with those people who are being preparing for so many years. And as a youth, we should also spread awareness among our family and the youths and told them or younger ones or told them what is the sportsman spirit, what is the wrong, how to play a game without positive manner
Time up.
and not by the shortcuts but by the hard work. Thank you.
Okay, good Shubham. Content wise, good. Now coming to the flow. It has to be further refined, little more confident voice and continuous flow. It is coming at little slow pace, so increase that pace, go fluently. Content was good, you covered scientific and technical part of it first, gave different types of drugs used for doping. Then coming to the ethical part of it, yes, it is unethical. It is unfair to the other sports persons who are sincerely doing it. And then coming to the judgment part, it has to come faster because you cannot keep waiting other players, because every month, every day is important in sports. Age is a critical factor. If you delay judgment by 1 year, 2 year, someone's age is over. It is so fast. Critical age factor for performing in sports is very important. Shubham, only thing, more practice, further smooth, confidence is there, but it has to come with more speed and further facial expression, which will reflect a higher level of confidence. Good, much better. Okay,
Yes, sir.
who is the next one? I think Omkar had raised hand. Okay, and then we will go with Subodh. Shubham, keep time.
Okay, Omkar, you can start.
You are mute.
Your mic is off.
Okay, sorry, sir. Let me start.
Yes, you can start.
Good morning, everyone. Uh, Today's my lecture topic is the economic crisis in Pakistan. As we all know, the in the Pakistan lately there are a lot of crises are going on. In the Pakistan, the people aren't given a food of one time, and the government of Pakistan said that they have only money for a buy or import next 2 week of food, and I will give the reasons for that. In the presidency of General Ayub Khan, the Pakistan start lot of construction. Like their in construction was increased by 8%. They start to build lot of dams, national highways, roads, and you can see that for such a high construction, we need a lot of money, and because of that Pakistan was started to take loan from the World Bank, IMF, and the Asian Development Bank. And only from IMF the Pakistan take 22 times of loan, and from this loan the lot of money is going only for military purposes, not for development. And because this is the main reason for the economic crisis, and as we saw that from the independence the 29 minister was changed in the Pakistan, and every new party are make a new finance policy, and they always oppose the last party for because of to show they are bad in their political or their time. And the main reason in the the last year the flood was come in Pakistan, and the Pakistan spent more than $30 billion in this, and for every struggling country this is a very big amount. And now the lot of in the world going to help Pakistan by giving a $10 billion, and they are hoping for that they the $10 billion are came into help of the peoples, not in the any other military purposes. And and we see the now we see the effect on India on this. Yes, the effect was going on India because the our neighboring countries Sri Lanka and Pakistan, the both are in the crisis, and every neighboring country is affected by other neighboring country. I think if Pakistan put more their attention toward their local peoples more other than their military, it will help them. Thank you, sir.
Good, Omkar. I am happy you have given a good lecturate. confidence will come up, little bit nervousness is there, but good, very nice, because on screen it is difficult, online on a virtual platform it is little difficult to conduct, but once we get practice, and this will be much easier when you go into real environment. So in between you can speak in group also. Topic is very important, what is happening in Pakistan. See, we can give example. In 1972, no, sorry, somewhere in 1963, 64, India also had a severe food crisis. And that time, the leadership, Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, he had taken some decisions, some appeal. Firstly, he tried on him and his family a fast. And then he appealed to people, can we have a fast one day in a week so that we require less food grains? Then he started doing the farming in the PM house. Little bit he could produce. So these are small steps but effective steps. I am giving this example because when you are in crisis, what the government comes out with, what appeal they make, how they take the control of the situation is very important. Today in Pakistan, the problem is stability. Government is not stable. Western front is burning. On the eastern front, they are to be blamed actually. Terrorist camps, funding, this, that. All these are burden on them. ISI, some Tanzims, then Pakistan Army, then government. All these players, ego issues, who is more supreme. This race is a problem. And the Western Pakistan today adjoining the areas of Afghanistan is totally into problems. So with this kind of situation, how to come out of that, who will bring out of that, who are the real players, these are the big question marks. We never know whether some, it will break into some pieces, Pakistan as a country, or some miracle will happen, we don't know. In somewhere in 2012-13 we used to read Pakistan will break up in 9 subparts, 9 states. So disintegration, really it is happening or not, we don't know, future will tell. Okay, good Omkar, confidence will come, thoda bahut nervousness we can see, but I am very happy you gave a good lecture it. You gave 3 minutes, good flow. Body language has to change up, little bit brushing up is required, it will happen. Keep practicing. Okay, good.
Okay, sir.
Who is
Thank you, sir.
next? Subodh. Omkar, keep time.
Yes, sir.
Subodh, ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, you can start. I am taking time. You can start.
Okay. So, good morning. Today's my lecture topic is missile programs of India. So, we know that India is a very diverse country, and the first missile, the first missile program which was used in India is during means the rulers of Mysore used the missile system first in India. That is the ruler of Mysore. So they use the missile systems, and from that means it becomes very important after we got independence in 1947 to develop our own missile systems. So the government of India in 1959 constituted a committee to study on the missile systems, how to develop it, and we developed one of the first missile, that is the missile, which is used to eliminate the tanks. So we use this missile in the Sino-Indian War, and its approx range is almost about 0.5 to 2 kilometers. But it is not successful because we need some more missile developments to prove our potential and to eliminate the threats whichever it is in front of us. So the whole credit goes to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Means he set up the integrated guided missile program, and under it he developed one of the most furious and one of the most capable missile systems, that is Prithvi, Akash, then Trishul. Now today we have Astra missile, Barak missiles, and one of the most prominent, that is the BrahMos missile. So India's program is flourishing day by day. Not only we focused on the capability of that particular missile, but we are now developing also. But we are now enhancing the ranges also. Uh, uh, Starting from 0.5 kilometers, the starting range when we developed our first ATGM. Now today we have almost 5,000 kilometers of range of missiles, and it shows that our capability and our potential. Not only that, we are now using various kinds of missiles to set up on the Air Force fighter craft, DRDO, the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited now developed one of the most recent version of Tejas Mark II, and on that we imparted the BrahMos missile, the air to surface missile. Not only that, India is now developing its missile system with the help of the other countries. Like BrahMos is one of the recent example, and through
Yeah,
that
30
we are now
second.
missile through that we are now exporting the missiles, just like the ongoing Armenia and Azerbaijan conflict. We exported the missile to Armenia, and not only that, Malaysia has also placed order to get the BrahMos missile. So lastly, I want to conclude that, and according to my opinion, uh, India's missile program is developing. One thing I want to tell, that if we develop with the help of the other nations, so it will be benefit for them as well as for us also, because our friendship will improve. Our means those countries who are keeping a bad eye on India, they will keep at at an arm's length, and definitely it will also tackle the two front war in future, that is Pakistan and China. Thank you.
Okay, good, Subodh. For others, it is important to note that Subodh had taken a card. He prepared in 3, 4, 5 minutes. This is exactly the real scenario we need to understand. And he has come up with some examples. Spontaneously, you have to organize your thoughts as compared to a topic which is prepared. So, in the initial stages, you are prepared on your topic and you deliver a lecture. But now coming to a stage where you took a card and you are immediately coming for delivering it. This is that perfect practice we have to reach to that level. So Subodh has come to that level with a lot of practices. He gave a couple of examples. He chose that card and out of that selected a topic, and it is good. It has come up well. Missile program is very important. India is now trying to become Atmanirbhar, but there are two very, very important fields where we are actually Atmanirbhar. I'm talking only related to defense. One is space, because partially we need a lot of space, satellite related data, and self reliance in association with defense. So, satellite related things, the defense requirement, we are comfortable, we are Atmanirbhar. And second area is defense missile systems. We have surface to air to air, air to surface, all those combinations in a good conditions at an appropriate level where any country we can challenge. So this is that Atmanirbhar status we have achieved in this. So we are comfortable. Subodh has given a lot of examples how we are now into the export category also. We are able to export to other countries. We are having joint collaboration with many countries for development also. So we are comfortable. Good. Subodh, we'll save the time. Who is next?
So it's me.
Sudarshan. Okay, Subodh, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can
Hello.
start.
Okay. So good morning, gentlemen. I choose the topic is new education policy to 2020. The first introduction in 2000, government announced on 29 July 2020 major policy shifted in decades. Government take this policy aims is that to take India education system globally aligned and to reduce the academic stress on the school student. New education policy aligned it to the 2023 Sustainable Development Goals. Name of the Human Resource Development HRD Ministry of Change to the Ministry of Education. Based on the draft submitted on the panel headed by Dr. K. Uh, Kaustigram, former of direction of ISRO. New education policy like patterns like 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 instead of current 10 plus 18 years. The government schools will be offer present school education forms next stage next from nursery to KG. If I talk about the fundamental stage, which is 3 to 8 years, and class is preschool, which is first and second, which has fundamental stage. The policy focus on multi-level play activities based on learning. 3 years at Anganwadi for age 3 to 6 years. Grade 1 and 2 age to 6 to years and focus on the development of language skill using play based activity based on the curriculum. Language of instructions always in mother tongues. Next, if I talk about the preparatory stage, which is age bracket of 8 to 11 and class 3 to 5. The policy focus on play, discovery, activities based on learning, introductions based on learning, development of language and numerical skills. If I talk about the middle stage, which is age bracket 11 to 14, class 6 to 8 years, three languages will be taught of the students. The state to decide this language experiment form of the learnings. Subject will be like math, science, mathematics, art, music, social science, and humanities. Focus on the critical learning object instead of the role of learning. Like if I talk about the second stage, which is age bracket is 14 to 18 years and class 9 and
Last
above.
30 seconds.
The introductions multidisciplinary students to pick up choose any set of subject as per as the interest. Focus on the aggregate curricular thinking. Similarly, for the next stage, 10 days in year, observe that as the backless days. And last, it's my conclusion. Student exposed to intensive job and school showed us more immersive integrated approaches to no difference between the core activities and extracurricular activities to extend their academic streams. Ministry of Education to set up the national missions fundamental literally numeracy start to the prepare of implementations for the alignment of fundamental literacy and numerations all the schools and
Time
graded
up.
by the 3 to 20 years. Location of the new education policy class 6 to integrated programs has filled up the national books from policy to the FAF. Thank you.
Okay, Sudarshan, important topic, new education policy, which came up in 2020. And in the shadows or aftermath of COVID, it has really not come up in practical sense for people who are talking much. And a lot of ambiguities are there, a lot of awareness yet to happen for common people. But yes, it is a step towards correct direction. Background to it, we had an education system which largely originated from British era, dependent on more of a theoretical things, where we are as if producing more servants, clerks, or people who can work under the guidance orders of system. We need more innovative mind, we need more practical approach to our learning. Probably this thought process is incorporated into new education policy, which can be clubbed or aligned to earlier Gurukul system. But let's see how it really translates on ground, how it comes up in real execution, because there are many areas where a lot of ambiguities are there, how exactly it is going to happen. The pattern is changing, the 10th board system is getting away. Now it is straightway some 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This pattern, how it really works, time will tell. But as a student and a candidate in SSB, if you are choosing this topic, Sudarshan has covered the scope of it. In the end, some kind of way ahead, we can talk in more confident way that what is our opinion. Firstly, in the introduction, if you can tell why it was needed, is it justified, and then giving the scope how it is exactly coming, and in the end if you can come up with your say how exactly it is going to benefit us, our society and nation in your own way. It can be a innovative point also, that is ideal. You can try that, and that is what is we need to actually try in every lecture it. Can I think of a point which gives my original touch to it? And it can be a silly point, doesn't matter. But try practicing, every one of you. Try practicing giving your own thought on that particular topic. Okay, Sudarshan, good. Initial start was little weak, but it went on well. Flow was okay. More and more practice so that these minor grammatical mistakes go away. Today it was less mistake. Good. Okay. Sanjeevani ready?
Thank you, sir.
I think Sanjeevani will
Yes,
be
sir.
the last. No one is there. Volunteer. So Sudarshan, keep time.
Okay, sir. You can start, Sanjani.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Today, my lecture topic is wildlife protection. Wildlife, like tree, is also a domestic asset that not only help to maintain the ecological balance but also benefit from financial recreation and asset point of perspective. There was a time when the number of wild animals was quite large, when human interference was minimum, and there was a issue with their safety and or conservation. But with the development of farming settlement, in the settlement of industrial and other development activities, the primary due to the aggressive number of wild animals greatly decreases. Then deforestation. Deforestation is also a major case of wildlife loss, murders of wild animals, and taking place all over the global for their meat, bones, teeth, hair, skin, etc. The need for conservation of wildlife was now become a necessity. Wildlife preservation does not empty blank protection for all species of fauna and flora. Rather, it means acquired justice control over the multiplication for crops and animals that communicate to provide a suitable atmosphere for the main house of every life is a risky today. Very life is a risk to them. While the word nation must be very specified in terms of wildlife conservation, the amount of wildlife is diminished day by day. The World Wildlife Fund is a global organization that does then that does a price worthy job of encouraging wildlife protection. National agency are also involved in the wildlife conservation. So lastly, I want to conclude that to study and
Last
gather
30 seconds.
all wildlife data, in particular the amount of development of wildlife, then hobbies protected through the forest protection, then protection of animals against population and natural hazards. The most important is full limitation on wildlife hunting and capturing to create a general understanding of wildlife protection at domestic
Time's
and
up.
international level. Then wildlife conservation is necessary for suitable development. Various efforts have been made in an international and national level. Thank you.
Okay, good Sanjeevani. Important topic. We started with Joshimath crisis today, and now we have a topic wildlife protection. Flora and fauna in the universe has to have a balance. All this is a part of a nature where everything is in synchronization, has to remain in balance. Like we know basics, energy cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. Similar thing we can understand if we change some pattern, whether it is mountainous, rivers, seas, or some kind of spaces, there will be some problem in the overall environment. So maybe wildlife protection, the way we want to protect our mountains, rivers, sea, and entire ecosystem The similar thing is applicable to species also. We are yet not aware which kind of animal, which kind of plants are having the typical impact in the environment, and we remove that species of plant or even animal, and what kind of uh, devastating effect can happen in the universe on a longer term. We are talking on Mother Earth. We are human beings taking the lead as a wise animal. We are taking lead. We assume ourselves as a leader on Mother Earth. So we have a larger responsibility to keep this balance. And if you can talk on these aspects also, it will be good, because this is something which is a leadership like things you are talking, isn't it? Human beings are taking the lead role. We are as if behaving that we are the masters on the Mother Earth. So why not to have the sense of responsibility to have perfect balance? We are the judges, we are the executors and administrators, and we are everything. Other animals are having very simple role. They are just surviving, but we are either killing them or feeding them, making them survive. So somewhere we have that larger responsibility to protect them. So wildlife protection, from that perspective, we need to understand, for the, in fact it is for our own good, because our survival is at question. If the ecosystem gets disturbed, the weather changes, the pattern changes, and Joshimath today we discussed in our first lecture. Similar thing is applicable in jungle kind of environment. Okay, anyone else, any doubt, or shall we end here now? Okay, my again simple suggestion, humble submission to all. If you are really aspiring to become defense officer, practice on communication, do regular lecturates, group discussions, and that is how you will gain knowledge also. For many topics you have your own notebook and typical points which will be permanently in your memory, and the moment you get a lecturate card and the topic, immediately 4 5 good points will come to your mind, and the influencing part will happen automatically. Okay, okay, we will end here. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jain sir.
Jain sir.